Software as a service applications are really booming these days in our digital economy, and they're powering many businesses of all sizes. We're all using online cloud-hosted CRM system, emailing platforms, document sharing. A lot of startups literally runs on tools like Notion, Airtable, Mailchimp, and now even the enterprise market, the enterprise clients are craving for those platforms. And every time we pick one of those new tools, we of course focus on its usability, shiny features, flexible pricing, but we often forget about the due diligence. And in my office, I'm usually the one raising the alarm, like where will our data be stored? How is it backed up? Can we restore it if it goes offline? And will it match our client's data protection requirement and all the clauses we agree in contracts? So let's look in more details about the challenges around those tools. Hey, welcome to this new edition of Digital Blitz, your short brief on everything UX, tech and compliance. I'm Sylvain Reiter and I'm here to help you succeed in digital by delivering better experiences for your team and your customers. So when we look at all those software as a service platform, I really wanted to share with you today 3 examples where those applications that we recently started using in our office or explored using all had very different outcome in our due diligence review. The first one is a survey platform that we looked at to store customer information. As we were submitting questions and receiving answers, they would have personal details. And we looked at a tool called JotForm that built a very smart feature that automatically spins up your account in the right AWS data center region, even on their free plan. And they're also ISO 27001 accredited, and all of that increased the overall trust that we had in the tool. The second option is a very famous project management tool that very popular, has a lot of features and run global accounts, but they could not guarantee where our data would be stored. They couldn't commit to a Europe region only. And we knew that for our corporate client, that was a hard requirement, so we couldn't upgrade and we couldn't use them for all our clients. Another one, a popular no-code tool like Zapier, also exploding, but we really needed to look at where the data would be stored. They are providing a clear policy on data privacy, but are you really checking to make sure that you are happy with their data retention rule? Are you really sure that they're doing the right thing by explicitly excluding and informing users about where the data is? They highlight that they're not HIPAA compliant, so that's a good point, but as listed on their GDPR table here, they are a sub-processor and they will process your data will be shared with other providers, so you need to keep that in mind. And the problem that I have is that's what I see across most other software as a service tools. They all have a data privacy policy, that's the law now, and they all claim that they comply with GDPR, but that does not mean much, unfortunately. Because you might argue, and we had that pushback from some of those companies, arguing that GDPR and PECR does not legally enforce that the data has to be stored in the UK or in Europe. But the problem we have, us as users in the middle, is that it's a red flag for compliance people, both in the enterprise sector and public organization. Our biggest clients require that their data is stored in Europe. So no matter what those platforms and the tools claim, if it's not hosting in the EU, it won't get past our client's legal team. So to go back to the example of JotForm, it's all about the architecture and how they develop their products. AWS has over 25 geographic locations, so I believe that every app targeting a European market, for example, should develop their app accordingly and make use of this feature. So yes, it will cost a bit more to implement, but it would open up a much bigger market across all the large enterprise account and government clients because you would comply with their strict due diligence. So my message today to all SaaS platforms, and most of them being based in the US, are three things. First, make it easy for yourself and invest in the right hosting architecture for compliance outside of the US. Two, get the right ISO and SOC compliance and all the certification, again, just to make sure you can pass the due diligence from key clients. And three is to provide all the core security features such as two-factor authentication, data export. All of that should be in your standard package. You shouldn't force to upgrade to your most expensive enterprise plan to benefit from those. Because at the end of the day, this will only boost your total addressable markets outside of the US. Think about the UK and the entire European market. It will open new opportunities in the enterprise markets with all the government clients, and it can only be a benefit, seriously. Why don't you do it today? And finally, my message to everyone else working in the digital space and signing up for those tools in one click with their social login, wherever you are in your company, whether it's in the marketing team, IT, HR, or sales, you really need to think about data privacy and data security. Always have that in the back of your mind before signing up to the latest shiny SaaS application and before you upload all your customer data into it. So that's it for today. If you're considering using any of those tools and you want some advice about their compliance or how you're planning on using it, or migrate some of your systems to it, leave me some comments below or get in touch. You can watch more video about data compliance on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe to keep learning with me and grow your career in digital. Until next time, stay safe and see you soon.